our Booster Club present this year's Player Award. The Booster Club does a great job supporting our players all year. That's what the 50-50 raffle goes toward. So to represent the Booster Club and hand out the awards, let's welcome Patty, Louie, and Melanie.
Hello. To piggyback on what Mark was saying, I just wanted to let you know that we do thank every one of you, fans, players who helped us. We were able to give $1,800 in gas cards, $500 for a welcome picnic, and $500 for player meals. We also did some locker room and player amenities with the 50-50 monies. The Auburn Doubledays Booster Club members are going to present the following awards to members of the Auburn Doubledays team. We meet on Pickney Field tonight, present awards in the name of 3 deceased members of our community, who in addition to Leo Pinckney, to whom this field is dedicated, had critical roles in bringing baseball to Auburn over 60 years ago. Then they nurtured it and ensured its sustainability for our enjoyment to this day. Dr. Thomas Stapleton was one of the founding members of Auburn Community Baseball. He also had a significant role in recruiting the New York Yankees to come to Auburn as our first national affiliate team. He then served as president of the locally owned club for at least a decade and later served as vice president of the New York Penn League for many years. Dr. Stapleton and Vince Klein were so committed to the success of this organization that in the spring of each year they would go to a local bank together and borrow a sizable amount of money to fund the expenses of the season, hoping beyond all hope that the club's revenue would be sufficient to repay the note by the end of the season. In addition to Vince Klein's generosity and risk-taking on behalf of the club, Vince was a stalwart member of the board of directors for over a decade, serving on many committees to ensure its success. Bill Graney also served with distinction on the board of directors for many years and had the unique and critical role of attending to and overseeing the creation and continued maintenance of this field during both on and off season. We now present awards to the following team members as selected by their coach in recognition of their accomplishments and achievements during the 2025 season. The Vince Klein Award is given to the player with the highest average most games played. That player is Tyler Navacqua. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to be here tonight at his home in Newark. The Brady Award is awarded to the most valuable player, and again, that is Tyler Navacqua. Thank you.
and gentlemen, the student athletes of the Perfect Game CBL ask fans to support the goals of good sportsmanship. Please help them to maintain a positive, competitive atmosphere as they strive to reach their potential as athletes. Courtesy to officials, coaches, and competitors as expected. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, taunting, and intimidating actions are expressions of poor sportsmanship and are grounds for removal from this venue. We appreciate and thank you for your support and encouragement. Be loud, be proud, and be positive. Good evening, fans. Welcome to Leo Pinckney Field at Falcon Park. And welcome to tonight's Perfect Game CBL matchup between the Newark Pilots and your Auburn Doubledays. Let's meet the starting lineup for tonight's game. First for Newark. Leading off center fielder number 7, Jeremy Riccio. Batting second, the left fielder, number 5, Mason Harr. Batting third, the third baseman, number 27, Justin Angora. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 22, Grant Ingram. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 31, Parker Zeiser. Batting sixth, second baseman, number 12, Evan Brock. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 38, Jason Brown. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 36, Liam Whitener. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 29, Joe Witcherby. The starting pitcher for Newark is number 11, Logan Bowman. The Pilots are coached by Kyle French, assisted by Daniel Steve and Ethan Chavez. Now let's meet the starting lineup for your Auburn Doubledays. Leading off against the hitter from Niagara University, number 21, Tyler Vidbakwa. Batting second, the left fielder from Denison University, number 34, Bobby Hardy. Batting third, the right fielder from Hamilton College, number 16, Gianni Disturbo. Batting fourth, the designated hitter from the University of Delaware, number 19, Anthony DeCesare. Batting fifth, the shortstop from Lemoyne College, number 36, Adam Sullivan. Batting sixth, the first baseman from Eastern Connecticut State University, number 35, Brendan Smith. Batting seventh, the third baseman from the University of Tampa, number 11, Tyler Young. Batting eighth, the catcher from Mississippi State University, number 31, Charlie Wortham. Batting ninth, the second baseman from Mercyhurst University, number 13, Matt McGeorge. And batting 10th, the center fielder from Mount St. Mary's University, number 1, Sam Meyer. The starting pitcher for the Doubledays from Potomac State University, number 38, Cooper Polkovich. Doubledays are coached by Matthew Petrosi, assisted by Ryan Fletcher. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask all who are able to please stand and remove their caps for the national anthem. The anthem will be performed by Ms. Kira Dominic. Advance to throw out tonight's first pitch representing the Anthem Employees Association. Let's welcome Bentley Vermeer Stoner.
Welcome to Falcon Park. Luke Backman with my broadcast partner Ryan Story. With me is the Doubledays back in action for the second to last regular season game and the second of 3 against the Newark Pilots here tonight. As the Doubledays take the field and Cooper Polkovich takes the mound for his final warm-up tosses before his first pitch to Jeremy Riccio. Ryan, the Doubledays got a 4-2 win last night. What was it that impressed you not only about the Doubledays win, but something that you would hope that also carries over into tonight's game against the Pilots?
Well, I think the pitching was definitely the bright spot of the contest between starting pitcher Hunter Lefkis and relievers Nicholas Messiasek and Evan Froelich. The Doubledays just as a whole really showed out with their pitching staffs, and the Doubledays could it's the same thing tonight. Cooper Polkovich on the mound for Auburn. If he can put together a solid 5-6 innings of work, Auburn's going to be on the right track to win this ball game.
Polkovich, the southpaw on the mound, only making one official appearance this season, has pitched in a few of the exhibition games for the Doubledays. We'll get the start as the first 3 hitters in the lineup for the Pilots is going to be Jeremy Riccio, Mason Haar, and Justin Angora. Both Riccio and Haar had an RBI respectively in last night's game. Pilots only scored 2 runs. That one is a beautiful night here at Falcon Park. As you can see in the sky, we have some clouds covering what looks to be most of left field, while right field looks relatively clear comparative, as 82 degrees right now in Auburn. Behind the plate, Charlie Wortham. Ryan, we look at the fielding, and the positions for the Doubledays as Riccio is about to step into the box. A little bit of change in the field. I mentioned Charlie Wortham behind the plate. You got Matt McGeorge at second, Tyler Young at third. So Matt Petrosi kind of switching it around here in the second to last regular season game.
Yeah, something that he has the luxury of doing now that a playoff spot has been clinched. The Doubledays know that they'll be one of the 4 top teams in the Western Division of the PGCBL. They can still try to secure that 3rd spot over Niagara Falls, but it looks like this number 2 is also out of reach. So not too much to really lose here if you're Matt Petrosi and the Doubledays.
First pitch from Polkovich to Riccio is going to be high for ball number 1. As the 1-0 pitch is going to be fouled. Riccio tried to check his swing, wasn't able to pull the bat back in time, so the count now even at 1-1.
Riccio went 1 for 4 yesterday, an RBI single into left field that at that point had tied the game up at 2 runs apiece.
Pitch swung on and missed, so Polkovich now ahead in the count 1-2 to Riccio. Got to give credit to Auburn's offense last night. When the Pilots pulled the game, even at 2, Doubledays responded in the bottom half of that inning with 2 runs, eventual 2 runs that would make the difference as that one high, evening the count at 2-2 to Riccio. As Polkovich gets the sign and now delivers a 2-2 pitch. That one's hit right back up the middle for a leadoff single for Jeremy Riccio, as he will take a turnaround first as the ball makes its way to Matt McGeorge at second base. And back to Polkovich on the mound, so Jeremy Riccio on with a leadoff single to start the night. Mason Harr now comes to the plate for the Pilots. See what the Pilots do on the base pass. Obviously, Polkovich, the lefty, as the first pitch to Harr is going to be tapped. Gets by Polkovich on the mound. Fielding's Adam Sullivan at short. The throw is going to be in time now. Heading to third is Riccio. The throw into third is in time as well. We'll talk about an unconventional double play, but the Doubledays will take it.
Fantastic fielding from Auburn. The type of stuff that you really want to see come this final stretch as we're about to head into the playoffs.
So just to recap that play, ball gets past Polkovich on the mound. Sullivan does a good job tossing it over, charging it, and tossing it over to first, as that first pitch to Angora is a called strike. Brendan Smith, underrated part of that play, laying out and stretching to make the play at first, then realizing Riccio was being aggressive, taking off for third, fired a strike over to the third baseman Tyler Young for out number 2, and that strike at number 2 as Angora swings and misses on that pitch. So 2 strikes, 2 outs. That one's going to be outside for ball number 1. Polkovich trying to have a quick inning and only have to face the minimum, as the 1-2 pitch is going to be just fouled off. Oh, actually, that wasn't fouled off. Gets past the catcher, Wortham. He collects it and fires down to first in time for strike number 3. So after a leadoff single, Doubledays have themselves unconventional double play, and Polkovich gets Angora swinging. So facing the minimum is Cooper Polkovich in the top of the first. Doubledays come to bat in the bottom of the first, looking to gain the lead here tonight. We'll be back with more Auburn Doubleday baseball right after this.
Leading off for the Doubledays, the extra hitter from Niagara University, number 21, Tyler Vivacqua.
Tyler Vivacqua steps up to the batter's box here. In the bottom of the first, Vivacqua, usually a mainstay at second nice, gets the night off defensively in the field. Will be the extra hitter in tonight's contest. We talked about Matt Petrosi, the manager, only hitting 9 last night. He goes back to a 10-man lineup tonight as Vivacqua is staying put in that leadoff spot. First pitch from starting pitcher Logan Bullman will be in there for strike number 1 to Vivacqua.
We had mentioned a little bit of a switch between yesterday and today with the Doubledays going 9, then 10 in the lineup. The Pilots making that same switch, but vice versa, as that one's fouled off, where they had 10 batters yesterday, just 9 today.
For the Pilots, I feel that's more of just lack of bodies for them, as they are extremely shallow in depth, and they're just trying to get through the games. Pitching is a main concern for the Pilots, but looking to work through it as Bullman ahead in the count to Vivacqua. Check swing from Vivacqua is going to be checked down, and the infield umpire is going to say he did not go around, so that'll be the first ball of the at-bat. Count is now 1-2. Bullman looks in. Pitch will be outside. Count even now at 2-2. Will be Bullman's 10th appearance this season, 4th game starter, comes in with a 7.29 ERA and a 1-2 record. 2-2 pitch is going to be swung on and miss. Went off speed, able to get Vivacqua in front of that one. Vivacqua will go down swinging to start the night for the Doubledays.
Bullman, not the biggest guy. The freshman out of Alfred State, though, has plenty of different pitches in his bag and is able to use those breaking balls to his advantage, similar to like we saw Hunter Lefkis do last night.
Lefkis pitched a phenomenal game, 6 innings last night. As Bobby Hardy steps to the plate, and that first pitch is going to drill him in the side. Looks like the hip is he's going to gingerly jog down to first base. It's like the Doubleday hitters have a magnet for the baseball. We've seen numerous amounts of hit-by pitches throughout the last few home games as Gianni DeCerbo steps to the plate.
DeCerbo getting an ovation from the Falcon faithful, who have filed out today in pretty strong numbers.
Reminder that after the game, fireworks, so I'm sure plenty of them are sticking around wanting to see the fireworks show after the game. Pickoff attempt not in time to get Bobby Hardy. Just to finish the book on Bullman, 21 innings pitched, giving up 28 hits, 18 runs, 17 of them earned, 14 walks, and 10 strikeouts, as that pitch is going to curve in there for strike number 1, Gianni DeCerbo. Bullman isn't going to blow you away with velocity, as that off-speed pitch, 64 miles per hour. Doubledays stay back in their stance. Pitch going to be past the catcher, Zeiser, as Bobby Hardy was taking off for second. No throw, clearly, as Zeiser had to retreat to the backstop to get that ball. Bobby Hardy stands on second, and Gianni DeCerbo stands in the box with a 1-1 count. Wild pitch right there from Bullman. Advances Hardy to second. Hardy leads off second, so 1-1 pitch from DeCerbo is going to hit him in the hip as DeCerbo now jogs down to first. So after a leadoff strikeout in the inning, opening strikeout, excuse me, of Tyler Vivacqua, 2 consecutive hit-by pitches for Doubleday hitters as runners on first and second for Anthony DeCesare, who hit a moonshot over the left field wall last night, a solo shot. His first home run.
Look, I think you might be right about that magnet. Two back-to-back Doubledays hitters getting plunked. We've seen it a bunch over this past week or so.
First pitch swinging is DeCesare. Throwing off the mask is the catcher Zeiser, but he's going to watch that one. Go on to the net foul. Strike number 1. I feel like the main hitter in the lineup for the Doubledays, who's been getting hit, actually isn't in the lineup tonight. Mark Gialusi, in his last 2 home games. He's been hit by a pitch 3 times. Catcher not in the lineup here tonight. Gets a night to rest, an off night.
Probably has to rest from all those bruises in his side.
100%. Been taking plenty of ice baths to with the swelling and soreness he's been feeling. As Cesare tonight, the DH at the plate, as that pitch is going to be ball, evening the count at 1-1. Cesare, the DH, and Charlie Wortham, as we mentioned, in the top half of the inning. He's behind the plate catching. As the 1-1 pitch, he's going to be ripped through the 6-hole as Bobby Hardy is going to turn third, and he's headed to the plate. No throw from the left fielder, Har, as that's going to plate the first run of the night. Anthony De Cesare with an RBI single to get the scoring started.
Once the Doubledays are able to adjust to Bowman's strategy, which is just use those slow pitches to breaking balls to keep Auburn off guard. Once they can adapt to that, they're going to be able to start racking up base hits. We've seen it happen against Bowman all season. Doubledays making themselves no exception to the rule here.
Adam Sullivan now stands in the plate as Bowman turns to second. His second baseman, Evan Brock, wasn't covering the bag, so Bowman had to let the ball go. I mean, technically, I don't believe he had to let the ball go, but did anyway, throwing to Brock, who is about 10 feet away from the bag. Right, no harm, no foul, as Sullivan pulls that one foul down the first baseline. Break number 1. 77-mile-per-hour delivery from Bowman right there. And again, the Doubledays are going to have to sit back in their stance and wait for that ball to get to them. Or, maybe scoot up in the box when you're facing a pitcher who doesn't have the velocity. Sometimes you can scoot up in the box if you're having a hard time waiting for the pitch to come in. Sullivan waits for the 0-1. That one's inside for ball number 1. So, a 1-1 count. Doubledays already have 1 run lead. Pitch is going to be low for ball number 2. Doubledays trying to put some damage in this game early. Last night, didn't get a runner on for the first 3 innings. Starter Burkholder had a perfect game through 3. Sullivan fouls that one off, evening the count at 2-2. Then the Doubledays offense came alive.
We've seen it's just a matter of time for this Doubledays offense in these past few games. Yesterday, no huge inning, but in the 2 contests before that, a 9-run spurt and a 12-run rally. So in 1 inning for each of those. So the Doubledays have the potential to just rack up runs.
Waiting for that pitch, Sullivan lined it over to the second baseman, Brock, who quickly able to catch that and deliver a strike to second to get Gianni DeCerbo for the double play as the Doubledays go down the bottom of the first, but not before they score and take the lead 1-0. Cooper Bolkovich comes back out onto the mound with a 1-run lead. Stick with us for more Auburn Doubleday baseball from Falcon Park.
Advanced members of the Doubledays Booster Club will be selling 50-50 raffle tickets tonight, so please support the team and give yourself a chance to win some serious cash. We will draw the winning ticket tonight at the end of the 7th inning. lead off for Newark, the designated hitter, number 22, Grant Ingram.
Second, Grant Ingram steps to the plate for the Pilots. First pitch from Volkovich is going to be high for ball number 1. Be Ingram, then Parker Zeiser, the catcher, on deck, and Evan Brock, the second baseman, in the hole. Be the 3 to the plate for the Pilots. Second pitch going to be high. Volkovich falling behind in the count 2-0. Grant Ingram. Ball at North Arkansas College. 2-0 pitch is going to be in there for strike number 1, 82 miles per hour from Polkovich. A little bit of a change of scenery for Mr. Ingram from Arkansas to Newark this summer.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a change of scenery. Auburn gets to come up to very nice, very beautiful city in Auburn, New York as well. A little bit of a, in my opinion, at least an upgrade from Newark.
But we have some,
you know, people have their own varying opinions on that.
sure, we have some Newark fans in the chat who love to disagree, but hey, both teams playing well as that pitch is going to be high for ball number 4. Grant Ingram, 5-pitch walk to lead off the second inning. Bringing up now Parker Zeiser, the catcher. Polkovich readies on the rubber and delivers first pitch. Swinging is Zeiser out to center field. Tracking that one and going back is center fielder Sam Meyer. And getting under that for out number 1 is Meyer, as he'll throw that back into the infield. Quick first out of Zeiser. We'll bring up Evan Brock.
Volkovich having a good outing so far today. And we've seen he has the potential to do that this season. In an exhibition game earlier this year, went for three innings against Oneonta. Gave up just 1 earned run through those 3. And his actual appearance against Geneva a few days ago didn't fare quite as well. Or actually, no, did still pretty solid. Made it through 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit given up. So pretty solid as well there from Polkovich. So when he's been called on by the Doubledays this year, he's shown up to play.
100% showing up in this at bat. A quick hold, 2 strikes to Evan Brock has him ahead in the count, 0-2. Pitch for a quick at bat of Brock. Deliver the 0-2 pitch, as that one will be just outside for ball 1. 83 miles per hour, good miss right there from Polkovich for the first ball of the count. Middle infielders playing in double play depth. Round ball double play could end the inning. Polkovich ahead in the count 1-2 though, as he delivers that one outside, evening the count at 2-2. Pilots left 8 on the bases last night. 4-2 loss. That pitch is going to be just inside for ball 3. Polkovich wondering where that one missed. 2 of these 3 balls he's thrown with 2 strikes have been right there on either the outside or inside part of the plate. Just hasn't gotten the call now. Is the payoff pitch is going to be lifted foul.
It's what you should be doing in an 0-2 count if you're a pitcher, just toying around with the edges of the strike zone. If you're ahead, no reason to give the batter a pitch right down the gut. So it's ended up somewhat backfiring on him right now, but that's a strategy he should be taking.
Now he's going to have to attack Brock in a 3-2 count, as that one's going to be inside, as Brock will take his base. So after falling behind 0-2, Evan Brock works a walk. Been 2 walks in the inning. Bringing up Jason Brown, the right fielder.
Brown, the only batter in the Pilots lineup who did not play yesterday. Everyone else got at least a few plate attempts, or excuse me, plate appearances.
Brown, a lefty at the plate. Polkovich, obviously a lefty on the mound, so lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch was outside for a ball. There's some traffic on the base pass here in the second inning for the Pilots. 1-0 pitch is in there for strike number 1. Count now even at 1-1.
Brown on the campaign, just a 167 batting average, but to give him some credit, does have the best ERA on the squad. Had 1 appearance, pitched 1 inning, and didn't give up a single run.
That one will be in there for strike number 2. Count now 1-2. And I can imagine for position players, they get all the bragging in the all the bragging rights in the world. I'm sure Brown's telling all the starters and relievers, "Hey, I got the best ERA on the team."
That's what shows up in the stat sheet. You know, you get to hold that over them, even though they probably both know there's just some elements of jest to that.
1-2. That one's going to be poked over to third. It's going to be Young firing to second for 1, as Matt McGeorge is just going to secure the 1 out at second base as Brown was flying down the first base line. So Young to McGeorge for 1 out, and that's going to bring the 2 outs in the inning. Probably a good idea for McGeorge just holding that instead of trying to fire one over to first, which was going to be an unsuccessful attempt.
Good play from Young there. Potentially could have made that an inning-ending double play. Now it looks like Polkovich is going to have to work his way out of a minor jam with runners on the corners.
First pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike number 1. Liam Wagner at the plate. Oh, 1 pitch from Polkovich is going to be low for ball number 1. Wagner last night went 0 for 3 with a walk. Trying to reach base via a hit for the first time here at Falcon Park this year. This is the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off his Polkovich. I wouldn't say Nestor Cortez-esque, but did pause for a split second with that lead right foot in the air before delivering to the plate.
Yeah, maybe not quite the same level, but, you know, baby Nestor, I could see it.
Trying to throw the Wagner's timing off a little. Now the 1-2 pitch is going to be hit over to short. Stopping it is Adam Sullivan sliding. Now throwing over to first, as that's not going to be in time. Able to beat the throw is Liam Wagner. What a stop by Sullivan. Anyway, at shortstop. Not allowing that ball to get to the outfield, but the infield single does allow a run to score, evening this game at 1.
Yeah, great play there from Sullivan. Absolute heart, great motor. Have to compliment it. Nearly making it a play at first base in that tough of a scenario is something you certainly have to give him props for.
First pitch here to Wintermute is going to be inside for ball number 1. Joe Wintermute had a night last night he'd like to forget. Went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Looks to get some revenge on Doubleday pitching here tonight. 1-0 pitch is going to be inside once again. Count now 2-0. Jason Brown stands off of second base. Liam Wagner off of first. Pilots already have 2 hits in the inning. Excuse me, 2 hits in the game. Hit this inning and 1 in the first inning as the pitch is going to be high. Count now 3-0.
A walk here would load the bases with Jeremy Riccio on deck, arguably the best hitter for the Pilots over this last stretch of games.
Had that hit in the first inning, Right back up the middle, showing bunt, but pulling it back is Wintermute. It's going to be in there for a strike. I believe Wintermute wasn't intending to bunt, was just showing bunt. You know, something different for Polkovich on the mound to see as he was delivering the pitch. Hold it back, so the count 3-1. Pull the same move. MLB The Show all the time. The 3-1 pitch is going to be inside. Ball number 4 and a walk to load the bases. Up the top of the order for the Pilots, Jeremy Riccio.
A tough situation from Polkovich will cue Charlie Wortham to get onto the mound, comfort the young pitcher, give him some words of confidence. It's going to be a tough at-bat for Polkovich. He needs to have his best stuff in a big moment right here.
Mentioned in the first inning, Riccio went right back up the middle for a leadoff single to start the ball game. And this is something, manager Kyle French, when you decide to go with a 9-man lineup, it does get you back to the top of the order, one hitter faster. Not going to your 10th man in the lineup right now. You have Jeremy Riccio, your leadoff hitter, at the plate now, looking to do damage while Polkovich is trying to calm the storm. First pitch swinging is Riccio, lifts that out to left field. Back on the warning track is Bobby Hardy, and he'll make the play for the final out of the inning. The Pilots are able to even this game at 1. They plate a run against Polkovich and the Doubledays, with the Doubledays looking to take the lead back in the bottom of the second. It's a 1-1 tie ball game. Stick with us for more Auburn Doubledays baseball. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to show our appreciation to the men and women who have given so much to serve our great country. We proudly request that any current or former members of our armed forces please stand to be recognized.
Again, proud to serve Hoffman hot dogs and sausage in the ballpark concession stand. We thank Hoffman for their sponsorship of Doubledays baseball this season, including the Hoffman home plate. And fans, we're reminded that tonight's a fireworks night, so stay with us. We have a fireworks show for you immediately following tonight's game. Leading off for the Doubledays, first baseman, Connecticut State, number 35.
Bottom of the second inning as Brendan Smith comes to the plate for the Doubledays. Take on Logan Bennett. First pitch is going to be outside for ball 1.
Smith's over 3 night dipped his batting average on the campaign down to 184 yesterday. But, you know, he certainly has shown grit over the past week or so, and looking for him to use these last 2 games this weekend to ramp up heading into playoff time.
Played a nice first base, had a nice pick, seal the win last night as the 2-0 pitch is going to be inside, getting out of the way. Smith. Count now 3-0. is ahead in the count 3-0. We'll see if he has the green light or he's taking all the way, and he definitely was taking all the way as that one right down the middle, 77 miles per hour for strike number 1. Tyler Young stands on deck and Charlie Wortham in the hole for the Doubledays in the second inning. 3-1 pitch. Gonna miss outside and low for ball number 4. So a leadoff walk to start the bottom half of the inning for Brendan Smith as he'll take first base with Tyler Young. Playing third base comes to the plate.
Saw 2 Doubledays in the first inning get to first base for free, getting hit by a pitch. So not necessarily free, I guess you have to pay a little bit of skin in return for getting on base, but right there, another Doubleday just getting on, not even having to get a base hit. That's how Auburn's going to be scoring runs against Logan Bullman tonight.
Doubledays with that walk have walked 235 times this season. 4th best in the league. Surprising, 235, and that's only best swinging. Missing is Tyler Young. Count now even. Excuse me, now. Count is now 0-2. Doubledays have been hit by a pitch 70 times.
Impressive for them managing to fight through all the pain. It's a long season. I'm sure they wouldn't like it as right on cue.
Make that number 71. Tyler Young gets hit in the shoulder. He will take first base, advancing Smith to second base. The third hit by pitch here tonight. Up Charlie Wortham to the plate.
Doubledays with 2 runners on. Wortham, McGeorge, and Meyer to round out the order. They can certainly add on to their 1 run that they scored in the first.
At the first pitch, not able to check his swing is Wortham for strike 1. Runners on first and second for Auburn with nobody out. Looking to respond as Newark tied the game in the top half of the inning. Take back the lead as Auburn in the bottom half swinging and missing at that one. Wortham, so he falls in a 0-2 hole. Bullman. Bullman back at second now delivers. That one's hit in the air out to center field. Under it is Riccio. Make the catch and runners advancing as Brendan Smith took a few steps as if he was, but realized Riccio had a good angle and a nice throw. Decided to stay put at second, so that would be a fly out to center. The first out of the inning, bringing up Matt McGeorge.
Smart base running for Smith there. He was ready to go, though. He was down in a track stance. Looked like Usain Bolt, but ended up getting the call from third base coach and decided not to go.
Matt McGeorge steps to the plate. First pitch he sees, he lines out to center field. Going is Smith. He's now rounding third. Riccio not able to play the ball cleanly. 1 run's going to go to home and another to third as Tyler Young gets up from third as the ball gets past the third baseman Angora. Now the throw to home is not going to be in time. So 2 runs scoring for the Auburn Doubledays on a broken play right there. Matt McGeorge makes his way to second. The Doubledays take a 3-1 lead.
Young almost took out the umpire sliding home right there.
Interesting play as Brendan Smith read that ball correctly, was on the move. He came around to score. Riccio was not able to field that ball cleanly. Once he was able to get a hand on it through to third base, Justin Angora was not able to keep that ball in front of him, gets by him over to the dugout of the Doubledays. Tyler Young pops up from his slide and heads home. That throw was not able to beat him to the plate. So Matt McGeorge, now with all that confusion going on, headed and made it into second as Sam Meyer rips into that one deep to left field off the wall. Coming around third is Matt McGeorge as Meyer heads to second for a stand-up double. Doubledays feasting on the pitching right now of Logan Bullman. Meyer with a rocket off his bat to left field.
Doubledays are heating up right now. jumping out to the 4-1 lead.
With Sam Meyer standing on second. The top of the order, and Tyler Vivacqua now steps to the plate. It's a 4-1 ball game as the Doubledays have scored 3 here in the second inning. As first pitch to Vivacqua is going to be in the dirt and get past the catcher to the backstop, advancing Sam Meyer to third. His apologies for the stream right now, as we look to get that fixed. So while we get that fixed, as you won't be missing much, as Kyle French of the Pilots will make a mound visit to talk with Logan Bowman. So 4-1 ball game with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Runner stands on third. That's Sam Meyer. As the meeting on the mound concludes. Infield for the Pilots now returning to their spots. Bobby Hardy steps to the plate. Apologies. Leave that Tyler Vivacqua was actually hit by a pitch. Bobby Hardy stepping to the plate. Double steal for Sam Meyer as he takes third base. And Tyler Vivacqua will swipe second base for the Doubledays. So runners on first and second here in the bottom of the second for Bobby Hardy. Pitch is going to be hit in the air and fouled off. Count now even at 1-1.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody. We'll be working on that in between innings, so we'll try to get the live feed back up and running. For now, though, got the nice radio broadcast.
Pitch from Bowman is going to be in the dirt. Count now 2-1. So it's Sam Meyer and Tyler Vivacqua on second and third, the 2 fastest base runners for the Doubledays. That one swung on, hit over to third, but not able to make the play is Justin Angora, as Sam Meyer easily comes around to score. Tyler Vivacqua is going to stop at third base. It's another run for the Doubledays. Bobby Hardy is on with an RBI single.
Seems like everything has gone wrong for the Newark Pilots. Yesterday I said the fielding was probably going to improve. The Doubledays couldn't expect Newark to make same silly mistakes, so it seems like they've been making them throughout this ball game, already racking up the errors, and Auburn is capitalizing with a victory.
They have definitely taken advantage as Gianni DeCerbo now steps to the plate. On the move is Bobby Hardy. Throw down to second is not going to be in time. Now heading home is Tyler Vivacqua with a throw. Home will be in time to nab Vivacqua at the plate. What a throw from Evan Brock, the second baseman, to get Tyler Vivacqua. A bang, bang play at home plate goes in favor of the Pilots.
Just a tad too late on the commitment from Vivacqua, excuse me. Could have went a half second earlier and made it home safely, but didn't know that Zeisser was going to throw it down to second. I think in general, a lot of times when you're on third, you don't expect the catcher to throw it down.
Ball hit out to left field, and that one's going to be played off a hop by the left fielder. Har is coming around to score from second is Bobby Hardy, as Gianni DeCerbo has himself an RBI single, extending the Doubledays lead now to 6-1.
I had mentioned earlier this inning that the Doubledays have proven capable of just exploding in innings and putting together huge rallies. Well, this is exactly what's happening. Auburn now with a 5-run lead after entering bottom half of the inning in a tie ball game.
Tough play from Mason Haar in left field. That was really in between whether or not he should slide or play it on a bounce. Well, ate him up as this ball hit over to short. As the throw from Wintermute to Brock will be made for the final out, but not before the Doubledays put up 5 runs and take a 6-1 lead. Stick with us for the bottom of the second, or excuse me, as that concludes the bottom of the second. Stick with us for the top of the third. Our camp, Falcon Park. We'll be back with more Doubledays baseball. Here as we begin the top of the third inning. First pitch, Polkovich. Mason Haar. The upstairs for ball number 1, still working, fixing our camera problem, so we appreciate everyone for sticking with us. Is swinging and missing. That one is Haar, counting out even at 1-1. Polkovich on the mound. Been a relatively smooth the first 2 innings, only giving up 1 run as that one's fouled off. The count now 1-2. Doubledays played at 5 in the bottom of the second. Really break open this game a little bit here through the first 2 innings. Lead 6-1. Already scoring more in the first 2 innings than they did entirety of the game last night. On last night, 4-2. As that pitch is outside for ball number 2, evening the count at 2-2 to Mason Haar at the plate. Polkovich on the mound. The southpaw readies and deals off the rubber. Curveball will break in there for strike number 3. He sits down Haar, looking as Haar will return to the dugout for out number 1. Polkovich going through a mixture of pitches so far. These first 2 1/3 innings pitched from the starter. So far, Pilots really haven't been able to get to him too much. First pitch here is going to be outside to Justin Angora, who struck out in his first at-bat. Polkovich on the mound. Deals a 1-0 pitch that's going to be lifted in the air. Chasing after it is first baseman Brendan Smith, but that one's going to go foul, slicing onto the deck by right field. So the count is now 2-1. Mason Haar, the first hitter of the inning, struck out looking. Angora now ahead in the count, 2-1. Pitch is going to be in the dirt. Actually hit Angora top of the cleat, so he's going to take his base. Another hit by pitch that we've seen here tonight. We've seen plenty for Auburn on the offensive side. Now hit by pitch from Polkovich.
It just seemed like it got a tad away from Polkovich there, trailed off at the last second, and just dove into his foot.
As Grant Ingram now comes to the plate, the cleanup hitter in tonight's contest, Polkovich goes back to first base to keep Angora honest. Throw not in time, though. Now delivering first pitch to Ingram in this at-bat is right down the middle for Polkovich for strike number 1. 82 miles per hour, that fastball. Polkovich staring at first, now delivers an 0-1 pitch that curves inside, evening the count at 1-1. Again, appreciate you sticking with us. Still trying to fix our camera issues here. As the 1-1 pitch from Polkovich on the mound. He takes a long look at first, now delivers his hit in the air out to center field. Sam Meyer, though, tracking that one right off the bat and gets to it with ease. And left center field for out number 2. Bringing up catcher Parker Zeiser. Zeiser flew out to Sam Meyer, who just made the play.
Zeiser's impressed behind the plate so far this game as a catcher. Had a nice throw down to second, didn't get there in time, but then the throw back to Zeiser managed to nab Tyler Vivacqua, attempting to take home. Now Zeiser needs to show what he can do offensively. Yesterday went 1 for 3.
So that pitch is in there, right there to Zeiser for strike number 1. 2 outs in the inning. Justin Angora stands off of first via a hit by pitch. 0-1 pitch from Polkovich inside for ball 1, evening the count at 1-1. Polkovich, again, taking a long look at first. He definitely realizes Angora could be on the move, but Angora hasn't shown any signs of that. Ball rolled over to third. This is going to be Tyler Young making the throw across the diamond to first as Brendan Smith comes down with that one. 5-3 ground out is how we will end the top of the third. Doubledays now come to the plate, looking to add more runs to their total. Already have a 6-1 lead and looking to add more. Stick with us. We'll be back with more Auburn Doubleday baseball right after this. At the plate here for the Doubledays in the bottom of the inning is Adam Sullivan. First pitch he saw is a strike. Second pitch is going to be outside for ball number 1. Again, we apologize for the camera issues. Trying to resolve that problem. That one's going to be hit as the shortstop, Wintermute, sliding, making a play, but throw to first is not going to be in time. Adam Sullivan easily going to beat that one out with his speed. He'll be on to lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning with a leadoff single. As Brendan Smith now steps into the batter's box after walking in his first at-bat and coming around to score.
Auburn playing small ball perfectly so far today. Only one double throughout the day, an RBI double from Sam Meyer. Outside of that, it's just been the singles and taking advantage of walks and hit by pitches.
Pitch to Smith is going to be in the dirt for ball number 1. Good stop from Parker Zeiser, not letting that ball get away from him. Big hole if Smith wanted to go opposite field. Is that pitch inside for ball number 2? Second baseman Evan Brock playing a lot closer to the bag. I'd anticipate if there is a stolen base attempt from Adam Sullivan, Brock would be the one covering second, but that leaves a huge hole where Brock would usually play second base, as that one is going to be hit opposite field, but in the air, as the right fielder Brown will come in and collect that one for out number 1. Bringing up Tyler Young to the plate.
Young came around to score after being hit by a pitch at the start of the 2nd inning.
Really wonky play that brought Young around to score, as sliding into third, a throw from Riccio, the center fielder, got away from the third baseman Angora over to the dugout of the Doubledays, as now Sullivan on the move, throw down to second is going to be in time as they get Adam Sullivan stealing for out number 2. A dart from Parker Zeiser to the second baseman Evan Brock for out number 2.
The second time this game, the Doubledays have been caught on the base paths. However, had plentiful amount of steals or stolen bases as well, so they're not going to be too upset with how they've done today.
That pitch was a called strike, and that next pitch from Tyler Young, a swing and a miss just ahead of that one, was looking to do damage with that swing, but not able to make contact. So now, just like that, Tyler Young in an 0-2 count. Logan Bowman 1 strike away from ending the 3rd inning, as that one's going to be hit on the ground over to short. Wintermute throws to first in time to get Tyler Young. So after a leadoff single from Adam Sullivan, Bowman only has to face the minimum 3 batters thanks to a caught stealing attempt from the catcher to get Sullivan trying to take off for second. Tyler Young grounds out, bringing Cooper Polkovich back to the mound for the Doubledays. Stick with us for the Doubledays top of the 4th inning right after this. Evan Brock now leads things off for the Newark Pilots in a 6-1 ball game. Cooper Polkovich still on the mound as Brock gets a piece of that first pitch, as that one will be fouled off for strike number 1. Brock walked in his first at-bat back in the second inning. As the 0-1 pitch will be inside for ball number 1. Count now even at 1-1.
One area that I've been impressed with Polkovich throughout this game has been falling behind in counts hasn't been an issue for him. He's been able to work his way back from 0-2, 3-0 counts, excuse me.
That one hit in the 6-hole just past Adam Sullivan, as that will be a single to lead things off in the 4th inning. And Brock getting started for the Pilots, bringing up Jason Brown, who reached via a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. We'll see Tyler Young, the third baseman, play a little bit in, maybe anticipating a bunt attempt from Jason Brown. Middle infielders playing in double play depth. Brown swinging, though, as he fouls that one off for strike 1. Lefty v. lefty matchup with Brown. Left batter's box now showing bunt. He puts that one down, but is foul. That's going to be a quick 2 strikes in the at-bat. Polkovich pulls ahead 0-2. Brown, of course, not showing bunt on the first pitch, but then showing it on the second one. Tyler Young backs up now with 2 strikes, not anticipating a bunt from Brown. As the 0-2 pitch is going to be outside for ball number 1.
Brown, a young guy, a freshman out of Montreat College.
Polkovich looks at first, which has Evan Brock on it with nobody out in the top of the 4th. That pitch is going to be hit and fouled above the stands here. Rolls back down the netting. So Brown staying alive. Count remains 1-2. Ball game, 1-2 pitch out, swung on and miss from Jason Brown as Cooper Polkovich gets the strikeout for out number 1. Pitch on the outside part of the plate. Jason Brown chased for strike number 3. Now bringing up Liam Wagner with an RBI single. The run of the game so far for Newark.
Wagner bounced back with vengeance this game after going 0-3 in yesterday's contest. Already more hits today and looking to add on to that total.
First pitch to Wagner in the dirt. Good stuff from Charlie Wortham. Ball 1. Wagner swinging the yellow-barreled bat. Gotta say I'm a fan.
Yeah, definitely sticks out. Not going to have too many teammates confusing bats with you.
And no one's accidentally taking that bat and saying, oh, I taking that one for mine, as that one bends into the outside part of the plate for strike 1, evening the count at 1-1 to Wagner with 1 out in the inning. Ryan, I may have asked you this earlier in the season, but if you had to have a color for your bat, what would it be?
I think earlier in the season I might have went gold, or I might have went purple, but seeing that yellow bat, I think I'd go gold.
Ooh, that's a good one. Swung on a miss right there. The strike number 2 to Wagner. Gold-colored bat. That'd be nice.
It helps that the high school I came from, colors were purple and gold.
There we go.
That'd be part of the reason, but gold is flashy and it translates across every level of the game.
You feel good, you play good, has always been the saying.
Exactly.
And as that one's going to be right past Wagner for strike number 3. He wasn't able to catch up with it. He goes down swinging, so 2 consecutive strikeouts for Polkovich. Up Joe Wintermute to the plate with 2 outs in the inning. Of course, Wintermute last night went 0-4 with 4 Ks. Did reach via a 5-pitch walk in the second inning, as he steps to the plate with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch from Polkovich will be inside for ball number 1. Polkovich readies, delivers a 1-0 pitch. Be inside as well. Count now 2-0. Mute. Mute has not let the offense gone. It affected his fielding. Has made some nice plays at shortstop throughout these past 2 games. Smooth plays similar to the shortstop standing out there right now, Adam Sullivan for the Doubledays. That one's going to be poked the other way, as that will be fair down the right field line. Heading to third base is Evan Brock. He'll get there. Stopping at first is Joe Wintermute with a 2-out single. As now runners will be on the corners for the top of the order, and Jeremy Riccio as he steps to the plate.
Riccio, last time he came up, had bases loaded, 2 outs, hit a deep shot to left field, but Bobby Hardy came down with it. This time, again, he has multiple runners on base, a chance to make this contest a little bit closer than it is currently.
Riccio certainly has seemed like seeing the pitches of the hand of Polkovich the best. That first pitch inside for ball 1. Riccio had a single right back up the middle to lead this game off, and then Ryan detailed a deep fly ball to left field that was caught by Bobby Hardy. Certainly struck well off the bat of Riccio. The head in the count 1-0 as the pitch is be hit foul. As see some kids go chasing after that one for a souvenir at the ballpark. Count now even at 1-1. Riccio sporting the hot pink batting gloves in a like teal blue. Maybe that'd be turquoise shin guard as the 1-1 pitch fouled straight back. Riccio was on that pitch but not able to get the barrel to it. Just a little under it. Now Polkovich ahead in the count 1-2.
A very colorful outfit for Riccio tonight. Definitely contrasts with the more muted colors that the Pilots are sporting.
The shin guard also looks like it has a trim of pink in it, so looks like it fits in well as the elbow guard, I'm just noticing. But the 1-2 pitch is going to be fouled. Well, there's a use of the shin guard right there. Foul ball went off the shin of Riccio.
Wintermute, who was already taking off for second, is going to have to work his way back to first, as the stolen base is good for nothing there off of the foul.
Going with 2 outs in the inning, runners on the corners for the Pilots. It's going to be Evan Brock on third and Joe Wintermute on first. Not going pitch high to Riccio as he checked his swing, now nodding his head, kind of acknowledging, okay, I see the 84-mile-per-hour pitch from Polkovich. Steps back in the batter's box. I think he's also wearing some Jordan 3 cleats, so winning with the on-field grip as the 2-2 pitch is going to be high. Staying at first is Wintermute. Be 3-2 in count. Riccio Polkovich trying to get out of the 4th inning here. Keep it a 5-run advantage for the Doubledays. Wintermute will get a head start with the 3-2 pitch. That one's going to be hit, a blooper over to second as Matt McGeorge will be there to field that one. Shallow right field as that will end the rally put up from the Pilots before they're able to plate any runs. Doubledays maintain a 6-1 lead. We'll be back to see if the Doubledays can add to it in the bottom half of the inning. We'll be right back to Falcon Park right after this. The bottom of the fourth will begin with Charlie Wortham stepping to the plate, and I promise we are making some progress with the cameras. That one's hit out to center field. Riccio will watch it bounce in front of him for a leadoff single for Charlie Wortham. This will be on first base to start this fourth inning.
Jumped right on the first pitch that he saw, and it paid off. Wortham gets on base for the first time tonight, and that marks now every single Doubledays batter has gotten on base at least once today.
As Matt McGeorge, the second baseman, now comes to the plate, had a single in his first at bat.
Single that drove in 2 runs. As that pitch misses low and outside. Still Logan Bullman on the mound. No matter how well the Doubledays do on offense, manager Kyle French really can't afford to be too picky with his players, or with his pitchers at least. Doesn't have run support, as we do have video back. It is not a radio broadcast anymore. We are back here on the Auburn Doubleday Sports Network.
We appreciate everybody for sticking around. Had some troubles with the camera, but we are back. Apologies again for that delay, the radio broadcast, but we are back as swing and a miss from Matt McGeorge now is going to make the count 1-1. 1-2, excuse me. Got so excited from the camera being back, I missed one of the pitches, but McGeorge now battling in a 1-2 count. That one's outside, evening the count at 2-2. Doubledays have a 6-1 lead at the bottom of the fourth. Standing on first is Charlie Wortham. At the plate is Matt McGeorge. He'll watch that pitch be high for ball number 3, bringing the count full now for McGeorge.
Big payoff pitch here. The Doubledays couldn't capitalize with runners on last inning.
That one will be low and in the dirt for ball number 4. McGeorge will work a walk, advancing Charlie Wortham to second. George takes first. Sam Meyer steps to the plate after a drive of a pitch, to left field, high off the wall for a RBI double in his first at bat of the night.
Meyer still sporting the only extra base hit of the night for the Auburn Doubledays, despite their total of 7 hits and 6 runs.
Doubledays actually lead the PGCBL. That was the 74th double of the season for the Doubledays. In conference play, actually, 78th double. So first in the league in doubles for the Doubledays, showing their ability to hit for extra base. Is a quick meeting on the mound between Zeiser and Bullman. Includes Sam Meyer now at the plate. First pitch from Bullman is going to be swung on and fouled back for strike number 1. So Charlie Wortham led this inning off with a leadoff single on the first pitch. Matt McGeorge worked a walk. Now Sam Meyer trying to drive him in, chasing that second pitch for strike number 2. He falls behind in the count now, 0-2.
Well-placed pitch from Logan Bullman right there. Knows that Meyer is an aggressive batter and is going to want to get after it.
The count now in favor of the pitcher. He deals an 0-2 pitch. That's going to be ripped out to left field. Har going after it over his head to the wall. 1 run comes around as Matt McGeorge was going to stop at third as a second RBI double of the night for Sam Meyer, who is all over Logan Bullman at the moment.
Meyer is on his A game right now. Something that Doubledays love to see. Just today and tomorrow before they hit playoffs, Meyer has been working that average back up to 260, 270 range. And that'll be the end of the night for Logan Bullman.
Kyle French will head to the mound and take the ball from his starter. Doubledays have a 7-1 lead as Bullman heads to the dugout. We'll be back with new info on the pitcher and reliever out of the bullpen for the Pilots. Right back after this. Is returning to action here as the top of the order, and Tyler Vivacqua steps to the plate. He will face a new pitcher, Dylan Kelly, now on the mound. Ryan has more information on the reliever.
Yeah, it's going to be a big jump going from Logan Bullman, the freshman who stood at just 5'11", 155, all the way to Dylan Kelly, a 6'7" righty weighing 195, out of Alfred State on the campaign. Kelly sporting a 6.75 ERA and a 1-1 record through 8 appearances, just one game started. However, Kelly gets strikeouts, but isn't necessarily a strikeout pitcher, has some struggles with accuracy, but in general can kind of keep those in check. Statistically, kind of middle of the road average pitcher for this Newark Pilot squad.
First 2 pitches, one was a strike, then the second was a ball. So a 1-1 even count here to Vivacqua at the plate. As Vivacqua gets a hold of that one, but turns it foul on the dugout of the Pilots. So now a 1-2 count. I like what you did there when you're introducing a big jump.
Yeah, certainly.
Big man on the mound for Kelly. We saw him on the field earlier.
Yeah, me and him are not allowed to be photographed standing next to each other.
I said, I know Ryan did too, hey, probably his school coach is saying, let's get him on the basketball court. That pitch outside, evening the count at 2-2. Put him in the paint. He could be an elite shot blocker here in Auburn. He's on the mound for Newark.
Maybe he'll be like the Florida center, the 7'9" center, trying out for the football team to block some kicks. If Alfred State needs a nose tackle for their football team, they'll call on Dylan Kelly, the pitcher.
Pitch in the dirt. Count now full 3-2. Do you imagine that being a kicker and you see a 7-9 guy trying to block your kick?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you can get it over that, but you're not going to get too much of a bull rush. Coming from a special teams guy myself when I played football back in high school, you'd almost rather have a short guy who can really use his speed and aggression.
Payoff.
That misses the zone for a walk.
As that's going to send Tyler Vivacqua to first and going to load the bases for the Doubledays, bringing up Bobby Hardy to the plate with nobody out in this inning either. Charlie Wortham got it started with a leadoff single. Then Matt McGeorge worked a six pitch at bat walk, full count. Then Sam Meyer ripped a 2-strike fastball to the left field wall for a double, advancing Matt McGeorge to third base. And of course, Tyler Vivacqua walking in that last at bat. First pitch to Hardy inside for ball number 1. Doubledays have been taking advantage of miscues from Newark, not only tonight, but also last night as well, as the 1-0 pitch is going to be hit and popped up in the air as Zeiser takes a quick look at it, realizes it's going on to the netting in foul territory, evening the count at 1-1. Doubledays 7 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Pilots 1 run on 4 hits and 2 errors, as the 1-1 pitch is going to be in the dirt, stopped by Zeiser. What a stop from the catcher, not allowing the ball to get past him, and a run to score via a wild pitch. The count now 2-1 to Bobby Hardy.
Zeiser, one of the best defensive catchers in the PGCBL, shows up at the plate too. You look at his batting average on the campaign, a pretty respectable, 190, not the greatest, but it's more his defensive presence that makes him so reliable back there.
Shows it right there on that pitch, backhanding that ball in the dirt before it is able to get past him. The count now is 3-1 with nowhere to put Bobby Hardy. Kelly readies and delivers a 3-1 pitch that's going to be outside and walks in a run for the Doubledays, bringing the total now to 8 runs scored from this Auburn offense as they take a 7-run lead. Still nobody out, and the bases remain loaded here in the 4th.
Unfortunately for Kelly, not much he could really do in that scenario. Obviously, you don't want to walk the first 2 batters you see, but given a situation where you had runners on 2nd and 3rd, inherited from starting pitcher Logan Bowman, just really a no-win situation for Dylan Kelly.
Like Ryan mentioned, first 2 batters faced from Kelly walked. That pitch over the head of DeServos. He had to duck out of the way of that one. And another hit by pitch, as DeServo was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat in the first inning, then had an RBI single in the 2nd inning. Is the count now 1-0. Pitch is going to be in there for strike number 1. And for Kelly, right now, after walking the first 2 batters, you got to realize, and we've talked about this on broadcast before, you don't have to throw the perfect pitch. You got 7 guys behind you for a reason. Use your defense, as the 1-1 pitch will be inside for ball number 2. Count now 2-1. What the scary issue is also for Kelly, hey, if he makes a mistake with a pitch, Gianni DeSerbo can certainly do damage with it. So a lot easier than said, as the 2-1 pitch is going to hit DeSerbo, as he will take his base and a run will score. That run being Sam Meyer, who touches home plate. That's the 9th Auburn Doubleday to come around the base paths and score, bringing a 9-1 score right now.
The 4th Auburn Doubleday of the contest to be hit by a pitch. That'll bring Kyle French to the mound. This seems to be an issue for these Newark pitchers Logan Boltman hit 3 batters through his 3 full innings of work. Now it's Dylan Kelly continuing the trend.
As Kyle French is going to ask for the home plate umpire actually to come out and converse with him as well. I wonder what he's asking him. As I don't believe French would go to a pitching change right here. Obviously, Kelly only batters in, and I believe they'd have to go to somebody in the field if they were going to make a change. And maybe that's the case because they are calling in right fielder Jason Brown, as Brown is going to head to the dugout, it looks like. It looks like they might make some rearrangements, maybe either defensively or bring in a new pitcher. Kelly's still on the mound, though.
We had mentioned earlier this contest that Brown has the best ERA out of all pilots this season, 0.0. However, just 1 appearance, 1 inning of work.
Okay, so Kelly's night is going to be done. I believe the new pitcher is going to be...
It looks like Grant Ingram. Or excuse me, no. Maybe Jason Brown will instead take the mound.
So there's going to be defensive replacements all over the field. We're going to come back to you with exactly what's taking place here in the bottom of the 4th as Jason Brown does look to come into this ball game to pitch. We'll be back in just a minute or two to talk about where everybody is for the Pilots defensively. Don't go anywhere. So Jason Brown is on the mound for the Pilots. Going out to right field is going to be Justin Angora, who was previously playing third base, and then going to fill his spot in the field at third base is Grant Ingram, who is the DH. The lefty Browns' first pitch to Anthony DeCesare is going to be lifted out to left center field as Mason Haar makes the catch, now throwing in as it's tagging Tyler Vavakwa comes home to score easily, as it'll be a first pitch sacrifice fly for Anthony DeCesare. Doubledays have double digits on the scoreboard.
Dylan Kelly entered this contest. Didn't go too well for him after Bowman made it through 3 full innings of work. We saw Kelly not able to get a single out. Walked Vivacqua, walked Hardy, hit DeCerbo with a pitch, and that was all she wrote for a junior out of Alfred State.
First pitch here to Adam Sullivan, reached back in the 3rd inning via an infield single. It was a strike. Second pitch in the dirt for a ball. The count now even at 1-1. Still only 1 out in the inning. As the 1-1 will be on the outside corner for strike number 2. So Sullivan now behind in the count 1-2. Brown deals. That one's going to be fouled back. Taking a huge bounce off the dirt. Excuse me, off the turf. I correct myself. Taking a bounce onto the netting and over the netting here. All the same, it's a foul ball though. Runners on first and second. Serbo on first. Hardy on second. That one is through into right field for a single. Is stopping at second is Bobby Hardy. As they didn't know, the runners, whether or not that ball was going to get through or not. When it does, they advance 90 feet to the next base. So Hardy on third, DeCerbo on second. Adam Sullivan stands on first with his second single of the night. Brendan Smith now steps to the plate with the bases loaded. Looking to see if he can add to the damage here done. That pitch is outside for ball 1. Brian, the Doubledays have only scored 4 runs so far in the inning, and potentially a lot more of the inning to be played, as the pitch is also going to be a ball inside. Feels like they've scored more than 4 though. We've seen 2 pitching changes this inning, 3 total pitches. Seems like they've scored more than 4, have an opportunity to do so, as that one's in there for strike number 1. Count now 2-1 to Smith.
I think it just has to do with the lack of outs that we've seen. Every base runner has managed to get on. Also, you got to take the time into account with the 2 pitch changes.
That one's hit to right field, playing it off. A bounce is Justin Angora, defense replacement. And now coming home is Gianni DeCerbo, as the throw will be in time to get DeCerbo at the plate. It looked like it was a late send, and the Pilots were able to gun DeCerbo at home. But the Doubledays do add another run. They now have a 10-run lead with 11 runs on the board. So it's an RBI single for Brendan Smith. Tyler Young comes to the plate with 2 outs and runners on first and second. As he rolls one over to third, Grant Ingram fires across the diamond to first, and a nice stretch by the first baseman, Liam Wagner, for out number 3. But the Doubledays score 5 in the 4th. Now bring this to 11 to 1 ball game. Cooper Polkovich back on the mound for the Doubledays. Stick with us for the top of the 5th. Doubledays looking to keep this a double-digit advantage. We'll be back at Falcon Park right after this. Top of the 5th inning, and the Doubledays have a 10-run lead. As stepping to the plate is left fielder Mason Haar, who's 0 for 2 on the night. Luke Backman and Ryan Story with you here. It's been a wild game, not only on the field, but we appreciate everyone who stuck with us as we were having issues technically we were able to solve. His first pitch swinging is Haar, rolling it over to third. Making the play is Tyler Young, now firing to first. At first, making the nice pick is Brendan Smith for out number 1. And Ryan Smith has impressed me throughout not only tonight, but also last night with his defensive play at first base.
Truly displaying his chops over there at first, has been tasked with a variety of difficult plays to make and has consistently showed up each and every time.
Made a nice pick to seal the win last night, and I believe that was the second time he's made a pick, as that one's just going to be able to get through the infield and into center field as Justin Angora goes right back up the middle for a first pitch single with 1 out in the top of the 5th. Bringing up Grant Ingram. So for the Doubledays, well, some might say, oh, what does this game mean to them exactly? Well, they have clinched a playoff berth with a win last night. They're still chasing that number 3 seed. The 3 seed would give them some type of opportunity if crazy things were to happen in the postseason to host a home game at Falcon Park, aka if the 4 seed beat the 1 seed and the Doubledays got past their first round game as the 3 seed, then they would host the 4 seed. It's a long way away as that pitch is inside for ball number 2, but Doubledays only 1 game behind the Niagara Falls Americans, who are currently in the 3 seed. Take 1 second to look at the scores around the league, as that one's going to be hit into center. Second consecutive single for the Pilots, as Grant Ingram will be on with a single against Polkovich. Parker Zeiser, the catcher, now steps to the plate, 0 for 2 on the night.
It looks like that might be the end of the night for Cooper Polkovich. He could stay in the game longer. Matt Petrosi going out on the mound to meet with him. But Polkovich so far, I'd say, has impressed despite giving up 1 run in the second. Has certainly kept this Newark Pilots team at arm's reach.
Percent as Polkovich daps up all his teammates in the infield and will head to the dugout. Impressive night from Polkovich on the mound as the Doubledays go to the bullpen. We'll be back with more information on the new reliever for the Doubledays who heads to the mound. Be right back after this.
a new pitcher for the Auburn Doubledays. Max Schumacher comes in to replace Cooper Polkovich. Polkovich lasted just over 4 innings, 4 1/3 to be precise. Gave up 5 hits, struck out 4 batters, walked 3, hit 1. Only giving up 1 run though. That's the big number. 6 hits, excuse me. The 1 run is the biggest number of the night, as Auburn has taken an 11-1 lead over the Newark Pilots. Now Max Schumacher on the mound. So far through this season, 1 appearance during which he had a 2.7 ERA. That was also in relief. Through the 14 at-bats he faced in that contest, gave up 4 hits, just 1 run, while striking out 3. However, he did give up a home run. It was the first batter he saw. Then after that, really turned things up. In the batter's box right now is Parker Zeiser, who's 0 for 2 on the night, with runners on first and third.
That pitch is going to be in there for strike number 1, evening the count at 1-1 to Zeiser. Shoemaker last appeared in that win against Batavia just a few nights at Falcon Park. That pitch also in there for strike number 2, so now Shoemaker ahead in the count 1-2. And that night against Batavia, Korzanuski, Shoemaker, and Vivakwa all pitched. Great performance from the entire staff as that one just outside, evening the count at 2-2. Ryan, I think both of our reactions after that game was, hey, if you hand the ball to any of these guys in a playoff game, you feel confident.
100%, and I think both, or at least Cooper Polkovich tonight, had a similar effect as Shoemaker starting off strong, forcing Zeiser to swing and miss.
Great pitch right there from Shoemaker, 73 miles per hour on the outside part of the plate, got Zeiser to chase that one for strike number 3. So now 2 outs in the inning as Evan Brock, the second baseman, steps to the plate. He's been on both times he's been up to bat, walked in his first at-bat and singled in his second at-bat, as the first pitch will be the outside part of the plate for strike number 1. Shoemaker works relatively quickly on the mound, as his 0-1 pitch will just miss for ball 1. Runners on the corner, so 2 outs for the Pilots. Brock trying to chip away at this lead that Auburn has built as the 1-1 pitch outside for ball number 2. Auburn scoring 1 in the first, 5 in the second, none in the third, and 5 in the fourth, while the Pilots only scoring their lone run in the second inning. 2-1 pitch from Shoemaker. Be in the dirt for ball number 3. Brock now in a hitter's count with 3-1.
Brock's been a hitter throughout the start of this series. 2 hits, as well as a walk, 6 at-bats.
3-1 pitch from Shoemaker is going to be fouled off. Brock taking a big swing at that one, but not able to catch up with it. Going to bring the count full, now 3-2.
I will say the best way to get out of jams, strikeouts. So if Shoemaker can punch out 2 to get out of a tough scenario, you have to give him a lot of credit.
Payoff pitch. Bends in there for strike number 3, and that's exactly what Maxwell Shoemaker does. 2 consecutive strikeouts once he enters this ball game. He sends the Pilots to the dugout without letting them score a run. Still remains a 10 run lead for the Doubledays. They come to the plate in the bottom of the fifth, looking to add to it. They lead 11-1 here at Falcon Park. Bottom of the fifth inning as Charlie Wortham steps to the plate. He got all the scoring started with a leadoff single in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch he sees pops it in the air, and communication between the second baseman and right fielder not the greatest, but will result in a catch from the right fielder, Justin Angora. Obviously, a lot of defensive changes, but Angora was able to run in there to make the play for out one. Matt McGeorge now steps to the plate. McGeorge in the ball game had a single in his first at-bat and then a walk in his second at-bat last inning. First pitch he sees in his third at-bat will be a called strike. Jason Brown has come in and he's impressed as his 0-1 pitch will be side for ball one. Hoping the best for Dylan Kelly, the reliever. I saw him talking with the athletic trainer John Hamm for the Doubledays in between innings. So hoping Kelly is all right as that pitch outside for ball number two. McGeorge ahead in the count 2-1 now. That one will catch the outside part of the plate for strike number two, evening. Now it's two.
Some of those freakishly built guys, in terms of just like being so tall or so athletic, tend to be more susceptible to injuries. You see it in basketball all the time. Victor Wembanyama, just unlucky when it comes to that stuff. The build that makes you, or helps you be so dominant, also helps to be your downfall.
Count now full to McGeorge. 3-2 payoff pitches outside as McGeorge will take first base, his second walk of the night, bringing up Sam Meyer. As Meyer has had one heck of a night, 2 for 2 with the 2 RBI doubles in this ball game. He knocked Logan Bullman, the starting pitcher, out of the game with his second RBI double in the 4th inning. Now comes to the plate facing Jason Brown for the first time. Pitch is going to be in there for strike 1 to Sam Meyer. 2 RBI doubles for Meyer and a stolen base. Definitely filled up the stat sheet here tonight.
Both times, McGeorge managed to come home off of a hit from Sam Meyer.
A pitch fouled. Count now 0-2. Meyer did have his second double last inning on an 0-2 count. Looking to replicate that right here. Brown readies, and he'll go back to first to keep Matt McGeorge honest over there. As going back to first again is Jason Brown, sliding and diving back into first safely is Matt McGeorge once again.
It's a bit deceptive there, nearly caught McGeorge off guard, but was able to slide back just in the nick of time.
So 0-2 count with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th to Meyer. Brown's pitch is going to be outside. Looks like he lost a little bit of grip on that when he delivered it. So count now 1-2. And showing out and supporting the Doubledays. Second the last regular season game. That pitch is going to be lifted in the air out to right field. Acquainted in right field, Justin Angora will be under that one for out number 2. That's going to flip the lineup over to the top part of it as Tyler Vivacqua now steps to the plate for his 4th at-bat of the night. 0 for 1 with 2 walks in this game. Intentionally walked in the 2nd inning and then a full count walk in the 4th inning. Doubledays fans have been great this year, and if you want to get a jump on next year, season tickets for 2026 are now available. Don't want to miss those as Vivacqua fouls that one off for strike number 1.
Falcon Park is an atmosphere that's tough to match. Now, we try up here in the broadcast booth, we try to make the experience as close as possible for all you fans tuning in from home. But at the end of the day, being here in these blue seats, it's a great feeling.
Right on top of the action. Fun for everyone as that one's out to right field. Angora under that one as well. So that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. Justin Angora in right field making all 3 of the outs. Those fly balls to right field as the Doubledays now go to the dugout and come out onto the field, still holding a 10-run lead. They have a 11-1 lead through 5, looking to keep it that way in the top of the 6th. We'll be back for more Doubledays baseball right after this.
And our race ticket number is 166297. All right, and our second one for our game worn jersey.
And the winner is Jay Bell.
Jay Bell, we have a Jay Bell. Are we saying that right? Jay Bell? Joe Bell. Is he over
back here in the top of the 6th inning. Ryan Story alongside Luke Backman. Doubledays lead 11-1. Up to bat, Jason Brown, the right fielder turned pitcher. He's been on the mound for just over a full inning for the Newark Pilots, going against Doubledays reliever Max Schumacher. So far, it's not allowed a run as Schumacher gathers that one up and throws it just past the first baseman. Smith can't corral the quick pitch over, and it's an infield single for Jason Brown.
Now batting the first baseman for Liam Wagner.
It's going to be Liam Wagner up to bat. Wagner had an RBI single in his first at bat, but struck out in his second.
Shoemaker came in last inning and immediately made his presence felt with 2 consecutive strikeouts. That one behind the head of Wagner, advancing Brown to second on the first pitch of the Wagner at bat.
That looked like it almost bounced off Wagner's back, despite him ducking down that pitch. Had plenty of drop to it. Wagner, however, being elusive. Brown will advance to second on the wild pitch. It's a 1-0 count, now 1-1 after Wagner chases a low and away pitch. As Luke mentioned, Schumacher absolutely balled out when he came in 5th inning as he gets Wagner swinging and missing yet again. Struck out both Parker Zeiser and Evan Brock to escape a tough jam, especially with Evan Brock working it to a full count after falling behind early, and Schumacher was just able to finish the job. Now Brown kicking things off with an infield single. Brown kicking things off with a single. Liam Wagner in a 1-2 count and stays alive by fouling off that pitch. It's going to be Wagner, then Joe Wintermute, the shortstop, who's had a good game after a rough outing yesterday. Wintermute 1 for 1 so far with a walk to go along with his single. So I'm sure Schumacher looking to get that first out of the inning right here. 1-2 count, just a bit low and away.
Yeah, after Wintermute, then it flips to the top of the order with Jeremy Mauricio. So Shoemaker trying to retire both Wagner and Wintermute the bottom 2 batters in the order, and then flip over to the top of the order with 2 outs. A lot easier said than done, but with 2 strikes, Shoemaker trying to get the job done in this at bat.
His 3rd strikeout of the day, can't get it. As Wagner just takes a weak chop at it, fouls it off to stay alive. We're approaching the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Schumacher again trying to get his 3rd strikeout, trying to avoid letting Brown get any further than second base where he currently stands. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. The 3rd swinging strike for Liam Wagner, and the 3rd strikeout of the day for Max Schumacher.
Now batting the shortstop, number 29.
Shoemaker, with a lot of these outside off-speed pitches he's thrown, he got these Pilots hitters to just completely whiff, swing and miss over the top of these pitches. They have not had an answer for those off-speed pitches on the outside part of the plate against Shoemaker in this ballgame.
Product out of John Carroll University has certainly been balling.
Instead of going off-speed, goes fastball 85 miles per hour on the outside part of the plate, switching things up with Wintermute at the plate.
And in this count 0-1 and misses just a hair outside. 1s across the board, a ball, a strike, and an out. Brown still there on second base, the only base runner that Shoemaker has allowed so far. As it just seems like the Pilots can't touch what Shoemaker is throwing. Another swing and a miss by Joe Wintermute.
Yeah, between the off-speed and the fastball, Shoemaker has these Pilots hitters just guessing what's coming out of his hand.
Shoemaker readies for the 1-2 pitch. And misses again, just a hair outside. These are good pitches, missing the zone. Just toying with what the umpire gives him, kind of finding out that limit and trying to get yet another Pilot chasing that outside part of the plate. Instead, it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes.
87 miles per hour on that last pitch.
Upping the speed, this time going a bit further back down. 74 mile per hour breaking ball catches Wintermute looking. Strikeout number 4 to just 5 batters faced for Max Shoemaker.
Absolutely freezing Joe Wintermute. Didn't know what he was looking at, as the previous 2 pitches have been fastballs, 85, 87 miles per hour. And then goes off speed in the 70 mile per hour range. Just Joe Wintermute couldn't do anything but keep that bat on his shoulder. Shoemaker just having his way on the mound.
Saw Auburn Doubledays pitcher Hunter Lepkus do a similarly dominant strikeout run yesterday. Kicked off the night with 4 strikeouts. Through his first 4 batters, finished with 10 total. Hunter Lepkus mowed through the Pilots lineup. Shoemaker looking to do just that here. Already forced Lucio to miss once. And gets another whiff out of Ricio, who just can't touch Shoemaker's pitches.
Ricio swing for the fences these first 2 pitches. The Shoemaker has gone high with the fastball and off speed. See where he goes location-wise. I think either he might challenge Ricio high or change the eye level and go with a pitch closer to the dirt now with 2 strikes.
Has some room to work with. 0-2 pitch is on the outside part of the plate, just barely missing. It's a good pitch right there. Forces a little moment of conflict for Ricio to see if he wants to chase, has to avoid the breaking ball. It's now a 1-2 count. Shoemaker looking to strike out the side after giving up a hit in his first at-bat, and he'll get it. A 3rd whiff of the at-bat for Jeremy Ricio, and now 5 strikeouts through just 6 batters for relief pitcher Max Shoemaker. Doubledays will be back, this time at the plate when we return here at the bottom of the 6th inning.
Again, the Doubledays will return to action right there at Falcon Park tomorrow afternoon. They will once again take on the Newark Pilots. First pitch will be at 5 o'clock tomorrow, so please join us. That's tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock against Newark. fans of the mind, we have a variety of ice cream.
Back here at Falcon Park in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Doubledays lead 11-1. Could be the last ups of the game for the Doubledays if their defense holds. Mercy rule would come into effect after the Pilots bat in the 7th, so if Auburn wants to get any final words at the plate on this Saturday night, they need to do so. Here is Hardy goes swinging and missing against Jason Brown.
I gotta say, Ryan, I just gotta put in perspective the game we saw last night, how quick it was. I think at this point last night we were finishing, as that pitch fouled off, we were finishing a 9-inning game.
It's crazy to think about, just the bottom of the 6th here, how different it can be when teams just start scoring runs like the Doubledays have tonight.
100%, 11 runs for the Doubledays, 12 runs total, doubling the amount of scoring we saw last night in a 4-2 win.
As a little blooper over to first, Hardy goes opposite, and he'll get the base hit. Looking at it, 11th hit of the night for the Auburn Doubledays.
Hardy kind of just flung his bat out, but again, the ability for hitters to go the opposite way can unlock them as a foolproof hitter. Makes it so much harder for pitchers to attack them when you're willing to let a pitch come into the zone a little bit further than you normally do and just push it the other way. It can make you an absolutely dangerous hitter when you're in the box.
Johnny DeCerbo lets that first pitch go for a ball. DeCerbo's gotten on base in all 3 of his at-bats. He's gotten hit twice and has an RBI single under his belt. Fouls off that one right there for a 1-1 count, with Hardy standing on first. The Doubledays have had an up and down night running the base paths, with 2 times that they've been caught stealing. However, a few stolen bags to add along the way as DeCerbo fouls off yet another shot. This time will trail over towards the opposing clubhouse.
Not only have they been caught stealing twice, they've also been gunned down at home twice in this ball game. So leaving some runs out there, but you know, when you've scored 11 runs and have a 10-run lead through played 5.5 innings so far, can't be too mad at yourself.
Certainly can't be, as it's a 1-2 count to DeCerbo. And he's going to knock another one just barely foul. First one was practically straight back. Second foul ball was hit over to the visiting clubhouse. Third one to the bullpen. He's just getting closer and closer to knocking one fair down the left side. We'll see if the trend continues. The 1-2 pitch is hit down the left side, or down the right side, excuse me, and it will not be a single as Brock tosses it to Wagner for out number 1, but Hardy will advance to second. DeCerbo with the sacrifice shot right there.
Great job from the second baseman, Evan Brock, getting to that ball, sliding to make the play, and then getting up quick to fire on over to first as Gianni DeCerbo was running down the line at full speed, just beating him out by half a step. Good play from the second baseman to get that first out.
Now it's Anthony DeCesare in the batter's box. The righty 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a sacrifice fly. DeCesare had that solo shot yesterday, the home run. It kind of seemed to sum up the day for the Auburn Doubledays. They seemed to have control over Newark throughout most of the contest. Even despite a slow start, it was DeCesare's home run that was the turning point in the night. Just the second that we've seen the Doubledays hit here at Falcon Park this season.
A moonshot from Cesare last night. Completely got a hold of that one and showed all of his power. Just a towering shot to left field.
Cesare's a big guy. If he gets a hold of a ball, he can send it deep. Proved it yesterday as he fouls that one off his own leg. Doesn't have the same flashy shin guards as Jeremy Riccio of the Pilots.
I don't think I see him wearing any shin guards, which props to him. I guess, you know, as a catcher, probably toughens him up.
True. Yeah, you want to have those spots in your leg a bit more ready for contact, as that ball will get away from Zeisser. Pitch didn't seem to be too far outside, maybe just a moment lost concentration for Parker Zeisser, but Bobby Hardy will get over to third base, still with just one out.
Yeah, it looked like Zeister just took his eyes off the ball before it got into the webbing of his glove, gets past him, is just advancing 90 feet. Bobby Hardy now at third base. Zach Fly would be able to score him and add an insurance run to that 10-run lead.
2 balls and 2 strikes. DeCesare goes golfing, can't get a piece of it. Out number 2 recorded. Bobby Hardy still on third, trying to avoid being stranded there.
DeCesare, I believe, looked at home plate umpire and was wondering whether or not he got a piece of it, a foul tip, but home plate umpire said he did not. That's going to be strike 3 and leave it up to Adam Sullivan to try and bring Bobby Hardy home.
First strikeout of the game for Jason Brown. Also the first Doubleday to strike out, dating back to the first batter of the night. Tyler Vavakwa struck out in his first at-bat, and then the Doubledays hadn't struck out until that same point, as a deep shot there from Adam Sullivan. That's a stand-up double for the shortstop. He slows down as he walks at the second. Bobby Hardy will score with ease.
Adam Sullivan, have yourself a night as well. 3 for 4 now, having an RBI, bringing the lead now to 12-1. Not much can you say in baseball, an insurance run when you have already a 10-run lead, but with the opportunity to get 3 more outs and have this game conclude early, that's definitely an insurance run provided from Adam Sullivan.
As that pitch falls in for a strike.
Doubledays not getting much help and trying to claim that 3 seed, as that pitch is going to be lifted and fouled. Obviously, the Doubledays are chasing the Niagara Falls Americans. The Americans playing Geneva tonight. Currently, when looking at the scores in the bottom of the 6th inning, now in the top of the 7th, the Americans are up 17-6 against Geneva. So Doubledays not getting help from Geneva and trying to get up to that 3 seed.
0-2 count, as that's hit again deep into center field. This time will be a bit shorter, and the height of it will allow the center fielder in Riccio to come down with the final out of the inning. The Doubledays add an insurance run, as Luke mentioned. It's a 12-1 ball game, as the Pilots will fight to stay alive here at the top of the 7th. Stay tuned to see if Newark can do it, or if Auburn can put the finishing touches on a fantastic ball game so far. Back here in the top of the 7th inning as the Doubledays look to close out this contest. We'll have a new pitcher for it. Max Shoemaker sits down after facing 6 batters, striking out 5 of them, and getting out of a jam in the 5th, leaving the 6th scoreless. Now Ben Ruth will step on the mound in the 7th, 3 outs away from a mercy rule. As we were talking about in the bottom of the 6th, Auburn wasn't going to get any help from Geneva in their contest against Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls looking to mercy rule Geneva themselves. But Auburn, a mercy rule here gives them a lot of confidence and just gives them that extra edge heading into the final game of the season, of the regular season, tomorrow. Gives you even more confidence against a Newark team that's dropped 4 straight heading into tonight's game. First pitch misses outside for Ruth.
Yeah, I feel as of late this past week, the Doubledays are playing some of their best baseball. That one's in there for strike 1. Obviously against this Newark team who right now with their record doesn't have much to play for. I don't care for the Doubledays coming out here, getting a win last night, and then putting on 12 runs against them. I think that's great signs for them heading into postseason.
Another great sign, the pitching. Volkovich starting off tonight, looking great. Shoemaker coming in, working through nearly 2 full innings of work, giving up 0 runs. And now Ben Ruth will almost take down Mason Haar there. Pitch just misses inside to even it up at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Just quickly, what a night for Max Shoemaker. You mentioned it. 5 outs he recorded, all via strikeouts.
Ruth nearly goes too far inside there. Haar gets away from that one, steps out of the batter's box. Loads the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. That last pitch was a 68-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Has just seemed to get a little bit away from Ruth. Payoff pitch, just a tad too low, drops into the dirt. And Mason Haar will fight back in the count to take first base.
Now that's going to bring up Justin Angora. Has a hit, 1 of 6 on the night for the Pilots.
Dora has hit and was hit by a pitch. Got an on base twice. That first pitch dips in for a strike. Ruth walked his first batter, trying to avoid the same fate as he forces Angora to foul off. Ruth getting ahead early, 0-2 in the count.
Ruth, velocity up to 83 miles per hour on that pitch right there.
One and one. Hit right up the middle. It gets past Ruth, gets past second, and will put Haar on second while Angora advances to first.
Just going right back up the middle. It was Justin Angora on that 84-mile-per-hour fastball, as that's going to put runners on first and second for Grant Ingram.
Runners on first and second. Grant Ingram looking to avoid the mercy rule. All it takes is Angora scoring from first and Haar scoring from second. Pilots need 2 runs to stay alive as a strike is in there. Another good start to the at-bat for Ben Ruth.
Ruth has been able to get ahead in counts, but hasn't found that put-out pitch in the first 2 batters. Looking to add that here with Grant Ingram at the plate.
0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Ingram takes a huge chop at that, but did not expect the massive drop that breaking ball was going to take.
Dipped it down to 72 miles per hour. You see Ruth, hit 84, then 12 miles per hour slower. Can always cause confusion for a hitter.
Another 0-2 count. Ruth has worked his way to. Trying to get that final put-out pitch and fouls it down the left side. Ingram staying alive. Doubledays winning in the hits column today, 12-8. But the errors have really been where Auburn has thrived. 0 errors again for the Auburn Doubledays compared to 2 for the Newark Pilots. Oh-2 pitch hit deep into left field. That's going high. Does it have the strike to reach? And it does not, as it's caught by the center fielder in Sam Meyer. The ball lost in the bright light from the screen, but Meyer comes down with it, turns it to a sacrifice fly that lets Mason Haar take third base. 1 out recorded and runners on the corners, with Parker Zeisser stepping up to bat.
Deep fly ball, but doesn't do too much damage. Just advances runner from second, Mason Haar, over to third. But the run that the Doubledays worried about, Justin Angora over at first, stays put at first. Again, if Haar scores, doesn't matter as much because it still would be a 10-run lead, and the run rule would be in effect. Angora comes around to score. That would be the one that would bring the Doubledays to plate in the bottom of the 7th.
Now, if the Doubledays did have to go back up in the bottom half of the inning, it would just then be, if they scored another run, doesn't matter. It's not like Newark gets more ups after that. It just ends the game there. So runners on the corners, that pitch in the dirt, and Angora's going to take off. And the run that would prevent a mercy rule is now even closer, standing on second with a strong, greedy view of home. A ball and a strike on the board against Zeisser, who's 0 for 3 in the night, struck out in his last at-bat. 1-1 pitch hit over to the shortstop. Sullivan going to keep an eye on the runner on third in Haar. Haar will prance home, however, as Sullivan throws it over to first to get out Zeisser and record the second out. It's still Angora standing on second.
Yeah, Haar at third base. Mentioned Sullivan looking him back at third base. That ball was hit deep enough in the hole that Sullivan, there was going to be no throw home, and really there's no need for Sullivan to throw home there. So Haar took half a second and then realized, hey, I'm just going to go home. So Sullivan making the smart play, just going for the sure out at first. Now you got 2 outs and just needing 1 more to end this ball game.
Ruth just looking to avoid that dreaded base hit that would score Angora and prevent him from exiting this contest early. We hit 9:05 here on this Saturday night. Pitch bends in for a strike.
Beauty of a pitch from Ben Ruth right there. 71 miles per hour, has plenty of break on it. Evan Brock looked like he was stepping out of the box. He thought that one was going to hit him. Leaps back inside for strike 1.
To be fair, with the amount of hit batters today, can you really blame him?
Can't at all.
That pitch in the dirt makes it a 2-1 count. Brock, if needed, will be followed up by Jason Brown, then Liam Wagner, each of whom have a hit on the night. Brock also has a hit. He's 1 for 2, a single and a walk. As he doesn't go there, but the pitch will be ruled a strike anyways, making it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ruth just 1 strike away from getting out of this inning with the win. 2s across the board. Falcon faithful getting loud, but the pitch misses outside to load up the count at 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Doubledays fans hoping for 1 more strike so they can see a fireworks show, fireworks for the final time at the stadium, including tonight's ball game.
3-2 will miss inside just barely, as it looks like Ruth thought that the breaking ball got back to the zone. Umpire will rule that it did not. That's going to be number 12 in Evan Brock walking over to first. Jason Brown steps up to the plate. The right fielder turned pitcher had a single his last time around. First pitch of the at-bat is in there for a strike. Another great pitch there from the pitcher Ben Ruth, who has seemed to confuse these Pilots batters with his heavy drop-offs in his pitches and his breaking balls, especially as this time it's going to be a swinging strike, the 73-mile-per-hour breaking ball that Brown just can't catch a piece of.
Getting ahead in the count, now looking for that final put-out pitch of the evening.
It's the one room for improvement that we could have seen from Ruth today, and this time he'll get a little dribbler that'll be fouled off of his foot, or maybe off of home plate instead, as the count remains 0-2.
If Ruth back up to the fastball, seeing him 3 consecutive off-speed pitches here. Brown, he has to get a barrel to the bat to the ball. Sticks with the off-speed to the fastball.
And this time it'll be hit right back up the middle. It's going to be a great play there from Matt McGeorge to toss it over to Sullivan to end this contest. A mercy rule win for your Auburn Doubledays. They win 12-2 over the Newark Pilots in a fantastic game that was headlined by 2 5-run spurts, one in the second, one in the fourth. And now we'll have fireworks starting in just a few minutes.
Doubledays doing it both on the field, and we'll see here at Falcon off the field. The fireworks about to be on display. Again, talked about this a second ago, but even though the fact that Newark isn't playing for much doesn't diminish the fact that I love the way the Auburn Doubledays are playing baseball at this moment. I think they are in a prime position heading into the playoffs. Obviously, still have a regular season ball game tomorrow. Wrap up against Newark, but tonight winning 12-2, getting it done in 7 innings. I love the trend where this Doubledays team heading into the playoffs.
I'd certainly agree with you there. 2 great back-to-back wins against the Newark Pilots, who, despite their record dipping off, now Newark is 16-24 and 3 on the campaign. But despite that, I still view this Newark squad as a roughly 500 team where they were throughout a good chunk of the season. And for Auburn to be winning this dominantly against them, it's a great sign because they've played every aspect of the game well.
Then we've seen it throughout the last few games throughout the week, whether it be pitching-wise, hitting-wise, defensively, base running-wise. The Doubledays really been hitting on all cylinders in all different categories, and exactly what you want to see in this final stretch of games and regular season games. It seems like the pitching has gotten stronger. All of these guys, if you hand the ball to them in a playoff scenario, feel confident. Maxwell Shoemaker, props to him. Incredible night. 6 batters he faced, struck out 5 of them, all 5 of his outs. He performed well against Batavia just earlier this week at home. Now showing out once again. He has earned an opportunity when it comes to clutch time. A lot of these guys have. It's been impressive to watch.
Yeah, and I want to give some props to the hitters as well, because I know we've talked so much about the pitchers and how well they've been doing, but the bats tonight, 12 hits, scored 12 runs. Every Doubledays batter got on base at least once, and we saw all but 2 manage to get hits. Also, Bobby Hardy, want to give him a lot of credit. 2 hits on the day, 2 for 2 with a hit by pitch and a walk. Scored it all 4 times he got on base.
Bobby Hardy was great. Sam Meyer also was great. 2 deep RBI doubles in this ball game. Helps bring this Doubleday run total to 12 as you see the fireworks going off. Hey, the Doubledays players, I see them on the field. Definitely get to enjoy fireworks after you put up 12 runs and end this game early. Treat for the fans here at Falcon Park. And if you're in the area, make sure you come out to Falcon Park tomorrow night, 5 o'clock, the last regular season home game. We're not promised a home game in the playoffs. Support Doubledays for potentially what may be the final time at Falcon Park. Make sure you head on out for tomorrow night at 5 o'clock.
And the stakes are higher than ever. Niagara Falls did end up beating Geneva 17-6, so Auburn trails by exactly 1 game, with some tiebreakers taking those into account. Auburn could potentially get the 3 seed back if they win. Niagara Falls loses tomorrow. Another team in the playoff hunt. Jamestown also won 14-4. They'll likely wrap up the 2 seed. So Auburn has a lot to play for, and a lot of momentum heading into tomorrow's contest again at 5 o'clock. Either tune in here on the broadcast for our potentially our final broadcast of the year, or come into Falcon Park. We'd love to have you here. For Ryan Story, alongside Luke Backman, saying so long, Auburn, and have a good one.